Today we're going to do a tune-up 5-piece gasket replacement on the EPC8 8-cup La Pavoni piston lever espresso machine. I call it the last best espresso machine that people buy. It is a fantastic machine. Your grandkids will adore you for buying this. So in the 5-piece gasket change out, we have 2 piston gaskets. When you do them, the flats go to the center, like a guitar, flared at the top, flared at the bottom. Also, the upper shaft gasket. It will go right in here, up at the top, with the groove facing downward. The group gasket, it's an O-ring that fits around the filter, and the tank to head gasket will go right here. So those are your 5 gaskets that are going to be used. We're going to use some sanitary petrogel for lubricant. It's NSF approved. It's mineral oil, basically. You can use a little olive oil if you needed to. A small screwdriver, a snap ring puller. Kind of an unusual tool. Not a lot of people have it, but it's really important in this particular job. And a number 10 wrench. First of all, and also a rubber mallet, a rubber mallet. So, we are going to take one of these piston rings off here with these C-clips. Be careful not to lose them. I find a place to put them. Then we're going to remove this. Actually, I need one more tool. A crescent wrench would be handy. I'll be right back. Can you stop?
Yeah.
I went and got a crescent wrench. We're going to remove the 2 top nuts on the top of this shaft. They're 15mm nuts. The only real challenge about this job, besides the snap ring puller, is that we're going to push this screen out and down, and now I've removed the snap ring. I pull that pin, put it in a safe place, flip the handle back. To remove this head, I need to hit that carefully. And now we've removed this flattened, decrepit gasket. We've got the screen. This is the filter head screen, and we pull the piston straight down. Now we're going to remove those gaskets, and you'll see why after years of use, or after quite a while, they become flattened. You can see the difference between the new ones. I think you can see the flare at the top and also at the bottom. And here these are flattened and smooth. So they're running up and down inside the cylinder on this piston, and they become loose, and then the fluid can leak around them. Clean this off. Put the new gaskets on this. I take my bladed screwdriver and slide it on. Flared, you see how flared out that is? That's it. And then this is and when I finish this, you'll see quite a dramatic difference. You see how it's flared at the top and flared at the bottom. It's like a piston and cylinder on a car. Now I'm going to take my number 10 wrench and remove the head. You slide this out. There's a tube that's the intake tube. You have a tank to head gasket right here. This will be flattened out. It starts as an O-ring. Here are your old gaskets. Here's your new tank to head gasket. Slides right in this pocket, so that's good. Now here is where the challenge is. As you can see at the very bottom of that, I hope, there is a snap ring and a washer holding the small clear gasket in place. To remove that snap ring, one needs a snap ring puller and a fairly good light, and you pull the snap ring out and then you pull the washer that holds it in out. So there's your washer. Now we pull the old gasket out. You see, once again, it is decrepit, blackened, and here, almost invisible, is the new gasket. You see how much different that is. Place it in, snap it in so that the groove is facing down. You put your new washer, you put your washer in there, and then your snap ring. This is kind of challenging in that the snap ring puller always wants to kind of slide sideways. There, we got it. Great. So now, we're just about done. You take a nice piece of towel or a piece of steel wool, clean out this cylinder. This is pretty clean. It can be quite grimy. Then, we're going to take some Petrogel, some sanitary lube, mineral oil. I slide it inside the cylinder. You could use olive oil or butter, but they can impart a taste after a long time. This is very, very clean mineral oil. Now we're gonna lube up the piston itself and slide it back into its pocket. Just work it around that upper gasket. Now to feed it into place, because of the flare, before it was all flattened, remember? Now we're going to feed it in so that the flare can go down. So there we go. Always make sure that the hole is lined up, because you're going to slide that pin back through it. Now bring it down a little bit. You can flip that over. You can actually slide this pin right in to the pocket. Put it in the hole, I do believe. Yes, there it is. You can work it up and down. You can see what's going to happen. I'm lifting it up and down. Now I'm going to put the head back on the machine with the two 10mm bolts. It's got that, remember, I just want to make sure you remember and see, it has this new O-ring right here that's going to be flush against the body of the machine and make a good seal so that when you apply pressure to the lever, it won't squirt out around the edges. Really a big deal. Just slide them down, sync them up. When you do put these on, I'll put them on relatively loose and then torque them, but don't over torque. There's no need to crush it. If you sheared off a bolt in this head, it's a pain to fix. You have to drill it out and reset a bolt in there. It's not very fun. Believe me, I've done it. Now it's on there good, real snug. You can take your C-clip right now and put it back on there, wherever we put it, right in here. What I do with the C-clip, it's got a little groove right in that pin. I put it in like that, put it to the groove and clip it on down there and slide it back and forth to make sure it's on its pocket or in its little groove. Now, we're just about done. We're going to take this nut with our crescent wrench, slide that back on there. There we go. And we're going to put this on top of it too, just for the sake of expediency. You really do need to go all the way down, because the action of this piston, if it's not all the way down and you left more room, it will push down on this screen and cause trouble. Now we take your new gasket, put it up in here, make sure that this groove is clean. You can't really see it, but you know it's clean. Now, then I take this, slide it up there as far as I can. I take the gasket out of the portafilter and put the gasket and the upper screen in, and then I use the portafilter to slide the gasket and the screen up inside the pocket. If I tried it with the basket in, there's not enough room and it will jam. So now that I put it up there, I can use the basket to even pull it further and push it in. So now, that's complete. Now you just clean it up, put water in it, test it, and I think you'll see that it is going to work perfectly. So the tools we used again, the hammer, a rubber mallet. Do not ever use a real hammer on the top of those threads. You can really damage that, and once you damage the shaft, then you're going to have to replace it. The snap ring puller, a crescent wrench, a number 10 wrench, a small screwdriver, and petrogel or lubricant of some kind. Your old gaskets, discard them. Don't even think about reusing them because they'll cause you trouble in the future. And that's your beautiful Pavoni, the last best espresso machine most folks buy. Thanks for listening.